So have Arsenal won the league? Is it finally happening? I think so. I have been telling you for a long, long time. I have been telling you it will be over by March. No squad has this much depth. No squad has this much talent. No squad has been stronger and so close for a long period of time. No team has had this many disappointments. No coach has suffered this much criticism and scrutiny and seen so many ups and downs. And finally, everything feels like everything is coming and falling to place. The Aston Villa result was huge, and then the Bournemouth result to follow it up with. That was also pretty huge. So you cannot say that, oh, Arsenal were never put under pressure. They were put under pressure. They showed that they are there for the league, they are up for the challenge, and now they are getting rewarded. There is no tactics, nothing to review about this Premier League game week. The only significant thing in this game week is the fact that Arsenal might have just won the title, and it has been 20-21 years, and it has been a long time coming. So, this is huge, huge news for Arsenal fans like me, and this is a huge news for the Premier League in general because if you ask any club, the only thing that they had against Arsenal was where is your relevant trophy? Where is the silverware? Oh, you play well, you did this well, you did that well. But where's the trophy? Where's the trophy? Now we'll show you the trophies. Now we'll show you the accolades, the history of this club, how big we are, our culture, how proud we are of our culture, and how as a fan base we can be together against the world even if nobody likes us. We can be together, and obviously this I cannot celebrate now. Anything can happen in life, anything can happen in football, but to be very honest, consider we win tomorrow, going 8 points above Manchester City, and then Manchester City have to go away at Anfield. They have to go away at Spurs, and the way they are playing, their defenders, centre backs are injured. Semenyo hasn't even come yet, and they have already lost grip of the title. And to be very honest, it was never about their left wing issues. It was not like, oh, they will solve their left wing issues and everything will be fine. They would need a Guehi, they would need a Semenyo, and then they would need more. Because if you look at the defense today, all the long balls, all the balls to the central areas, Mitoma cutting in, you see how shallow they are as a defense. You see, like, not if shallow is not the right word, they're always looking like they are going to concede. And some my fans might be disappointed that Brighton didn't win the game. They had the chances to. Every Manchester City chance came with a Brighton mistake, and they failed to be clinical. They failed to be what they did, what Arsenal do. They did not take their chances, and that is what made the difference in the end. That is what is going to be the difference between a champion and a second place position team. That they were not clinical enough. They might have deserved to win. They might have had a lot of chances in front of goal. Erling Haaland had a great opportunity. That chance got saved. He scored a penalty, but that is his only goal in the last 4 games, and that has come from a penalty. Mitoma cutting in, going past players, and then sliding one in between the legs of the defender, curling it into the bottom right corner. Beautiful goal. Always rated this footballer a lot. And Aston Villa going going away from home to Crystal Palace, a fixture that Arsenal have to play at the last game week. So that is where the Premier League celebrations will happen. But Aston Villa obviously were going to get difficult fixtures. The Arsenal one was really the final test where they had to show that they can compete for the title. Could not show, got destroyed 4-1. Then they won against Nottingham Forest thanks to the Nottingham Forest keeper as well, because that was a tightly contested match. And now they falter again at Crystal Palace. So obviously, Aston Villa dropping points should not be that much of a uh, topic because nobody really saw them as a title contender. They are doing well still, and Manchester United have drawn, so they are very much firmly in comfortable position for the Champions League spots. And until and unless they drop below that Champions League position, they should be really fine. So I think all in all, this has been a brilliant game week for Arsenal Football Club again, and they haven't even played yet. So that was fine. Manchester United drawing to Burnley again. I have not really seen the stats regarding this. Let's see the stats. I was actually uh, I was actually checking my FPL score, and it has again been a disastrous game week unless Bukayo Saka backs 2 goals. And they absolutely dominated Burnley but could not get the win. Sesko was playing, Sesko got 2 goals. So, good start for him. Finally scoring goals. Bruno Fernandes was back. Dogu was there. Cunha was there. Should really have won this game. Heaven with a own goal. He was getting hyped a lot, this and that. And now he's getting own goals there. He's obviously young. He is very talented, but yeah, a bit overhyped maybe. Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez. This was a good team. This wasn't even a bad team. You cannot say that this was a team where they have lost a lot of players and their attack does not have the same control as it used to. This is a decent team, and it is ending up in not getting a win against Burnley away from home. This should be a bit concerning, but they have also lost the manager. They don't know who their manager is, and a lot of teams in turmoil today. Chelsea again getting a red card, again getting a red card. Like how many red cards are they going to get? It has now become 6 or 7, and that again cost them the game. Even with 10 men, they gave Fulham a great fight, but eventually Harry Wilson, the form he is in, he eventually gets it past the keeper in the bottom left corner of the post, and they win the game. And that is what is going to happen. Delap showed better strength, but he was more threatening. He could have scored another goal. He could have had two in this game, but it was a good start for him as well. So a lot of strikers performing well. Sesko performed well. Delap performed well. Cole Palmer is still recovering from his injury. He's getting to the groove. He made a good chance for Delap, which he did well, but the goalkeeper made a great save. But all in all, I think Chelsea Football Club are also in turmoil. And you see the manager who was watching from the stands, he looks a bit too excited. I don't know how to take that for a first impression, because if you are too excited, if you're too agitated, maybe a young squad would like that. It would suit really well with the squad, but I don't really know who. And you are going to play Arsenal. What are Chelsea's next fixtures? If you look at Chelsea's next fixtures, Charlton away from home, that should be fine. That shouldn't worry Rosenier that much. But if you look at after that, they have to play Arsenal at home, then they have to play Brentford at home, who have been doing really well. They are now at fifth position. Igor Thiago has been scoring a lot of goals. He has scored 5 goals in his last 2 games. And now he's sitting four behind Erling Haaland. Literally four behind Erling Haaland with 16 goals. Then, then they have to go and play a Champions League fixture, which should be easy. Then they have to go Crystal Palace away, where Rosenier will get his first taste of real Premier League football. Then Napoli away, then West Ham. So potentially easier fixtures are coming in more important competitions, but I still feel like it is going to be difficult for Rosenier to really re-galvanize this team, because a team that has lost a manager that it likes, it is going to be very difficult for them to re-galvanize themselves and go again. That will take a transition period. Maybe they just adapt to Rosenier and just start winning straight away. They defeat Arsenal, etc. That is not looking that likely. Cucurella getting a red card again, like that was very obvious red card. He's pulling Fulham player being the last defender, very timid, very unlike a senior player, unlike a player like Cucurella should do, what a player like Cucurella should do in that situation. But again, cost his team a game, and Chelsea just keep on going from lows to another low, lows to another low, like not strength to strength, but weakness to weakness. They keep going on, and this was the team that was claiming itself to be in the title race. Aston Villa were also claiming themselves to be in the title race. A lot of teams have claimed to be in the title race. Liverpool already had won the title race in the fifth game week, as we know. So a lot of reality checks for a lot of clubs. And Arsenal, who have actually stayed humble, who have actually put their heads down and focused on their task, who have looked at their weaknesses, looked at their mistakes, and rectified them during the season, before the season, between transitioning in the season, in the transfer window. Everything they have improved, and they are finally getting the reward. So a lot of hard work has gone to it, and if a Chelsea, a Manchester United should look at a club that has recovered from a slump, from who which has recovered from mismanagement, which has recovered from owners not spending enough, or not managing enough, or not caring enough about a football club. That is the thing. Appoint a manager who actually cares about your club, who is actually very talented, and who is supposed to be one of the best managers in the world in the coming future. Give him time, give him patience, give him everything he needs, and then go from there. Maybe that is how you give yourself the best chance. You cannot depend on a single player like a Bruno Fernandes. You will need a lot of players get linking with each other. It is about forming that chemistry. It is about forming that togetherness in the group with the fans, everything. So that is the key. If Manchester United and Chelsea want to learn from a club, obviously they can look at us. Going to other fixtures, I think Brentford are really in song. Igor Thiago is really scoring a lot of goals. He's looking good on now. He's in confidence, and he's just going from strength to strength. Kelleher also saving penalty, and he is my goalkeeper. So first time I have played a goalkeeper that has saved a penalty. So a great news for me. And if not for him, I wouldn't have any points in FPL right now. So thanks to Keller for saving some of my image. Not like it anyways really good, but Keller saving me somehow. uh, Other than that, I think Bournemouth obviously in a lot of crazy fixtures. I actually predicted a lot of crazy fixtures, and if you look at my Premier League predictions, I had a lot of high scores as well. And there were a lot of games that were at stake, with teams playing who are very close in position to each other. Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace was also a very tough game. Nil-nil draw. You can just know what would have happened. Crystal Palace right now are not that threatening in front of the goal, but their defense remains solid, and Aston Villa failed to score away from home, and they failed to score after a long time. So may probably they couldn't find a goal from outside the box. Low XG chance. Although Watkins had a good chance as long as I was watching that fixture. Didn't watch the fixture too much, but yeah, pretty must have been a pretty even game where Crystal Palace defended well and were not accurate enough, sharp enough, or threatening enough in front of other goal. Even though Johnson had a chance, who made a good run, but then that was saved well by Martinez. So it was a good clash between two proper clubs, proper strong clubs with good managers and good players in their squad. So that was a good fixture. Then Bournemouth versus Tottenham, obviously. Tottenham starting well, scoring a goal, but then Bournemouth come back eventually and clinch the game 3-2. They did well against Arsenal as well. Bournemouth away is still a very tough fixture. And I think probably Manchester City still have to go Bournemouth away. So it all comes back to the title race. For Tottenham's perspective, Thomas Frank is also looking like he's in trouble, and the fact is that Thomas Frank could not be judged until he gets all his first teamers back. But the fact that the first teamers are out for so long, will they ever be back consistently for this club, or do they need to sign someone else? That is the question. I think Kulusevski coming back, Madison coming back, Solanke coming back will obviously help him, but will he have the time to survive till the time they will recover, get fitness, and go again from next season? Then again, the same thing about Arteta and Arsenal. You have to give him time. No matter what Thomas Frank does, he is a good manager. He has proven himself in Brentford, and you have to be patient with him. If you're not being patient with managers, you will never form something special around your group. And Newcastle versus Leeds. Leeds, obviously, I told you that this is also going to be a very interesting game, and 4-3 tells you all. Own goals, the Harvey Barnes scoring a hat trick, and outside the box goals. Proper, proper entertaining football. But if you look at the table now, it's about time we show you the table. And I told you that Newcastle will come up when they were languishing in 12th, 13th, 14th, bottom half of the table. Now look at this. Brentford at fifth position, Newcastle at sixth position, Manchester United dropped down to seventh, Chelsea to eighth, Fulham ninth, Sunderland tenth. Now this is looking more like how the season has really gone. Brentford have absolutely surprised everyone because nobody was expecting this from them. Nobody was expecting Brentford to just recover from the Boemo sale, Norgard sale, lost their captain, lost their best player, and still going from strength to strength. I think Norgard has been a huge part of this, even though people will not talk about Norgard. Sorry, not Norgard, Damsgaard. Damsgaard in that creative role, I think he has been huge, and I probably think he is their best player. But their defense has been solid today, also keeping a clean sheet. And if you look at them, it is not like they have conceded lesser goals or their defense has been very solid, but look at their goal scored 35, probably best. Fourth, they are fourth best in the league. And only Bournemouth are a club that are one goal behind them, but they have at least scored 5 4 3 2 goals more than everybody else. They have scored more goals than Liverpool, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Manchester United, Chelsea, Fulham, etc., etc. So that is the way they are going. They are playing exciting football. They were earlier playing physical football. Their throw-ins were working, but now you can see a lot of growth in that sense as well, where they are playing well from open play. They are still a threat with set pieces, with the physicality, and going going away at Brentford is never an easy fixture for anyone, and they are doing really well. We're talking about West Ham, but a side that has not been doing well. We might have seen the last of the relegation battle, because look at this gap, 7 point gap between the relegation zone and the other teams, and the way this whole Premier League table looks so closely knit together. I don't really think there is a comeback for any of these teams. Wolves, if you look at Wolves have improved a lot. The way Wolves have shown that they are ready for a fight. They are the ones looking likely to end up above West Ham and Burnley because they are showing some character. Uh, looking at them, Matthews one is scoring again for them, not backing down in a away fixture away from home at Everton. It's supposed to be a difficult fixture. Look at that. Michael Keane red card, Jack Grealish red card, 9 men. and Wolves had more chances. They dominated the possession. They were the more likely to win, and Everton would be feeling a little bit lucky that they got away with two red cards there. So that is what happened in the Premier League this game week. And yeah, mostly the headlines are with Arsenal, but there are a lot of subplots that are very interesting. The Chelsea Manchester United situation is interesting. The Tottenham situation is interesting. The Brentford season is very interesting. The Newcastle resurgence, them climbing up the table, they might end up competing with Aston Villa for Champions League positions as well. So that would end up being very interesting. And then obviously, mid-table clubs are just chilling, playing good football. Brighton went away to Manchester City. They played their football. They came back with a win. They passed from the back. They made mistakes. They got away with it. They are chill. They are not really doing anything in their life. And whoever's fans you are, whichever club you support, that is the that is the attitude you should have always. You should chill in life. You should just watch football, forget it, get a life, and live your life to the fullest and enjoy the Premier League. So keep watching the Premier League, and yeah, I'll come tomorrow and I'll preview the I'll preview the Liverpool versus Arsenal fixture right now. But we'll watch the Arsenal versus Liverpool match and then obviously celebrate the win they will have, and then we'll just lift the title tomorrow itself. But okay, bye.